Oh, big one. Oh, howdy folks. We are back here at Nelson Pond. It is a stormwater retention pond. This is where we started the 3v3 3 pond 3 fish challenge a few videos ago. And I know you're thinking there's so many other spots to fish. Why are you going back to the same spot? Well, this spot is kind of near and dear to my heart because it is where I caught my very first fish. It was a catfish, and I've yet to catch a bass out of this spot. I caught that bluegill, and so I thought I'd give it a chance and see what type of size bass. I know my wife caught that smaller one, probably about barely a pound or so, and I'm gonna see what we've got out there. I believe there to be bigger bass in this pond, and plus it was convenient. The family was over at my grandparents' house, which isn't too far away, and they wanted to come fish for a little bit. So the kids and the wife are already down at the water, so we're gonna go join them, and we will see you all down at the water. Today, since I'm trying to catch a slightly bigger size of bass, we're running this bigger spinning rig. It's got natural colors, and then I've got this baby brush hog watermelon red trailer, and I'm gonna cast it out into deeper water. Water's kind of warm, but these ponds aren't like super deep, so I think the bass would still be hanging out towards the middle. So we're going to see if we can pull one out from way out yonder. And we got the wind at our back, so we can cast it a little bit further and get it kind of way out there. Oh, big one. Oh, you're a monster. All right.
Oh, that's as big as that. That's the same size as that.
Woo! He has to be a 3 or 4 pounder. He's a biggin'.
Look
at this bass.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
4 pounder.
He's waiting on his tail.
See how heavy he is.
Eating.
All right, 2.8 pounds.
He is.
Woohoo! Well, that was exciting. That is really exciting. 2.8 pound bass. That just so happens to be my personal best. I know that doesn't seem like a big giant fish to you guys, to some of you guys, but remember, I'd only just began kind of discovered bass fishing a little while ago, and so I haven't really done a ton of bass fishing in the past. And so that's oh, Noah's got a fish. We got to go check that out. All right, okay. All right.
He was not paying attention.
That is.
And it's a little fish.
That's a good sized bass for that small jig. For sure. Is that your chatterbait? Oh.
Yeah, it's my chatterbait. My first.
Caught him on that little chatter jig. Oh.
That fish.
All right. Well, let's get this guy untangled and back in the water.
Can I throw him in the water?
Hold him good, Bubba. Don't drop him.
All right. Let him go.
Bye, fish.
And there he goes.
What's his name?
Okay, lots of excitement. So, as I was saying before, that is really neat that this is the pond that I've caught my first ever fish in. And it also now is the holds the record, my personal best, for largest bass, for largest largemouth bass. Again, not very big, but by a lot of standards, but it's my biggest, and I'm happy about that. And that's definitely Noah's biggest bass for sure.
Noah's other bass
So,
was like this big.
You know, throw a big jig, catch a big fish. That's the plan. A lot of fun. So as I said before, you'd be surprised in these little ponds what size bass would be in here, because you know, you'd think that these things get fished a lot and so there's just not any big bass anymore, but a lot of times bass fishermen, they catch and release. So I mean, they're not going to keep a 2-pound fish, a 3-pound fish even, and it's just going to go back in the water. So so these little ponds, they'll have some pretty decent sized bass. I mean, I've heard fishermen tell, you know, tales of the occasional 5-pound, 6-pound bass in these. I mean, you know how fishing stories are. So I don't know if that's entirely true. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I've seen on more than one occasion bass that are around 3-4 pound range in a lot of these stormwater retention ponds. So, you know, it's possible. It's possible to find them. You just gotta be at the right place at the right time, and you can catch a pretty decent sized bass. And you know, obviously the kids have a blast out here fishing, and it's, you know, they're convenient, easy to get to. You don't have to drive an hour to get out to a good fishing spot. We've got, you know, at least here we've got some right in the middle of town. I mean, there's a highway right there in the background that I'm sure y'all can see and hear. So, you know, I know that some people like to make fun for me running these swivels on these rigs, and there is a downside to some of these, like this spinning bait. It liked to slip off of where it belongs and it wouldn't swim right. So I've just modified it just now and bent it in to where the swivel cannot come loose of the spot that it's supposed to be in, and then I had to kind of rebend this to where it swam right. So, you know, just making do with what I got, because I still like to run these swivels and my high vis 80-pound test, and you know, don't hate, just appreciate. I mean, I just caught a nearly 3-pound fish with it. So it's not that, you know, it not only does it fool the smaller ones, but it'll fool the bigger ones too. So, and that swivel works perfectly. So I don't want to hear it. Plus I've got one pole out here instead of 2, and I can switch rigs if I want to without having to break off and retie. I'm not saying that y'all have to fish the way I fish. You are allowed to fish however you want, but this is just how I like to. My daughter is joining me. Hey princess, what you doing? Not gonna say anything, just a hug. I like your hugs. Pay attention now, my line's right in front of you. The wind took it over there. All right, switch things up. Back to that, back to my smaller spinning rig. just to see if maybe they want to snack on something a little bit smaller, or if maybe we can catch maybe a little smaller fish. Well, I guess we're not gonna get anything else. This is my last cast. Looks like my family is about ready to go. It's getting kind of warm, so it was pretty exciting. It was fun. So we will see you all back at the truck. There you have it, folks. Caught my new personal best bass. Hopefully it won't be personal best for long. We're aiming for bigger. We're trying to go bigger. This is the same pond again that I caught my very first fish, and now it is the pond that holds my record bass. It's a fun place. There's plenty of these stormwater retention ponds around Tulsa. Fun places to fish, easy to get to, convenient, a lot of fun to fish. And you know, on a weekday, you don't tend to see a whole lot of traffic, so like we had the pond more or less all to ourselves. Noah got to catch a fish. That was also fun. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything specific that you want to see in the future. Tell us what you think about it, and we will see you all on the next fishing adventure.